All right, guys, welcome to Kitchen Daddy. Now, strap yourselves in because this week we are making a ragu alla bolognese that's just gonna blow your mind. We're gonna be using tomato paste instead of tomatoes. We're using white wine instead of red wine. And our secret ingredient is milk. That's right, we're putting milk in a spag bowl. We're gonna cook this all nice and slowly so we can layer in loads of beautiful flavors, and we're gonna make a big batch of it so you've got one for the table and one for the freezer. Guys, come on, let's get into it. Right, to kick things off, let's get a pan on a nice medium heat. I've got 5 slices of bacon, let's cut those into lardons. We're gonna add a good splash of olive oil. Now let's get those in the pan and start rendering out all that lovely bacon fat. Now on a clean chopping board, we want to finely dice 1 large onion, 3 carrots, and 2 sticks of celery. Let's get them into the pan. We need to add a good pinch of salt. I want to drop the temperature down to a really gentle heat, and we're going to cook those really slowly for about 10 to 15 minutes until they become translucent. The one thing we really don't want to have happen is for those to get some color on them. So nice and gentle, guys. Now to help this along, we're also going to add a knob of butter. I've got 1 pound, so about 500 grams of ground pork, 3 pounds, so 1.5 kilos of beef. If you want to make it really authentic, you could add ground veal in there and some chicken livers. But the thing is, guys, I know what goes in your shopping baskets, and it ain't ground veal and chicken livers. So I thought, let's keep it true to what Kitchen Daddy's all about, which is, awesome home cooking using ingredients that you actually buy. So we're just going to use the beef and the pork. I want to add a really good pinch of salt. Now let's crank the heat up just to about a medium high heat, not full whack, because we want to take our time to cook down all of this meat. Now at this point, we've got quite a lot of liquid coming out of the meat, and that is absolutely fine. What we're trying to do is drive off all of that liquid. That will just evaporate, and we're just going to be left with the beautiful meat. So just keep moving it around the pan every couple of minutes. That's looking great, so we're going to add a couple of sprigs of rosemary. I've also got about 4 cloves of garlic, which we're going to roughly chop up and get them in. This has been cooking for about 35 minutes now, and if we have a good close look, you can see that all the moisture has been driven away, and if you listen to it, you can hear that the beef is now really starting to fry in the fat there. So we're going to keep cooking that for another couple of minutes. I want to make sure that all the meat is completely browned. So we need about 4 teaspoons or half a tin of tomato paste, and it's really important that we cook that out. I'm going to move that around. We want to make sure that gets really well combined, and we're going to cook that for about 5 minutes. Next, we're going to add our secret ingredient, which is whole milk. So let's add in enough milk just to kind of cover the meat. We're going to cook that nice and gently until all the milk has evaporated. The main reason why you add the milk is because it makes the meat more tender, but really it does give it a really kind of like silky, velvety mouthfeel to it. So trust me, guys, if you think it's a bit, do it. It really, really works. Last of all, we're going to add in our white wine, and I'm just going to pour in enough to cover the meat. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, shouldn't you be using red wine with beef and pork? Guys, that's what I've been doing my entire life. But I've started making it with white wine, and quite frankly, it is absolutely delicious. So you can use either red or white, it makes no difference. Bring that up to the boil. We're going to knock that down to a simmer. We're going to pop a lid on it, just leave it a little bit ajar. We're going to cook that really gently for 4 hours. Right, this has had 4.5 hours. I tasted it at 4 and the wine was still in there. It's now been completely cooked off, and I can tell that it's ready because we've got those little pools of fat which are on the top of the surface. And guys, you really want that. You really want to have that little bit of fat there to cling to the spaghetti. Right, let's portion some off for the freezer. I've cooked off some spaghetti, or you could use pappardelle. That would be fantastic. And let's plate up. Now to finish the dish, let's grate over some parmesan and some finely chopped parsley. Now I'm really lucky, I've got my 2 taste testers here. This is my niece and nephew, Maya and Jake. Can you say hello to everyone?
Hello.
Louder, come on, we can do better than that. Say hello! Here we go. We got a plate for Jake. Here we go. And we got a plate for Kitchen Daddy, or Kitchen Uncle as it is today. Right, let's give it a go. Tell me what you think, guys. Mmm. Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Is that better than Mummy makes?
Yeah.
Yeah! No, we're talking. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a nice comment below. And make sure that you subscribe to Kitchen Daddy. Thanks very much for watching. You gonna say goodbye? Bye-bye!